Hi, I'm Natalie Bouchard, and you're listening to Inside NC Labor, a podcast designed to inform and educate North Carolina citizens on the role that the Department of Labor plays in state government. Hi everyone, this is Natalie Bouchard, Public Information Officer. I'm here with Dolores Questenberry, my fellow Public Information Officer. And today we have Meredith Watson, and she's here. She is the Safety Awards Coordinator for the North Carolina Department of Labor. And she's here basically to promote and talk about this year's Safety Awards Banquet season, which is happening August through November of this year. So thanks for being here, Meredith.
Thank y'all for having me.
Meredith, tell us exactly what you do as the Safety Awards Coordinator.
People will send in their applications that are filled out that we have mailed out to them or that they filled out from the application they found online. And I will look at them, I'll approve them or not, put them in the system. Then from there, I type up each certificate. I plan the banquets. I work with a co-sponsor to do that for each banquet. And then from working with the co-sponsors, they work with the venue and catering and all that to pull together the final banquet.
All those things in mind, what exactly is the purpose of the Safety Awards program?
The purpose of it is to pretty much just recognize those companies that go above and beyond in prioritizing workplace safety and really giving them the proper recognition they deserve. Because for the average person, workplace safety may just seem like something that's kind of routine or goes without even being said, but there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that goes into it. And for those that is their job, we give them the proper recognition that they deserve. And so I'm excited to play a part in that.
So tell us a little bit about the types of awards that are presented at the banquets.
Yeah, so there are 3 different types. There's a gold award, a silver award, and a million-hour award. And there's different criteria for each one that you have to meet. Mm-hmm. And for the gold award, those are given to those who maintain a number of cases involving days away from work, job transfers, or restrictions that is below a 50% industry rate. That's determined by the NAICS code that each company falls under. Mm-hmm. And the silver award is a little different. It's not as strict as the criteria for the gold. They're just looking for the lost work days, mm-hmm. not including the day that the person got their injury. So they're just looking at lost work days, not all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. And then for the million hour, those are way less common. We have a total of almost 2,700 awards this year, and out of those, I think only 50 of them are million-hour awards. Mm-hmm. And those are given to companies who accumulate 1 million employee hours or multiple millions of hours mm-hmm. with no fatalities and no cases involving days away from work. And those are so awesome. I think that's a super, super cool accomplishment from people. One of the highest that we have, I think it's the highest that I have this year, is 9 million, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, it is. That's awesome.
So, of course, last year, the banquet season was a little different because of COVID-19. It was all held virtually. So,
right.
How's this year going to look?
This year, we're excited to have them back in person again. The biggest difference from years past to this year's banquet season is the timing of it. They're usually in the spring, and this year, to ensure that we had in-person banquets, Commissioner Dobson felt it was best to postpone them until the fall. So that's why they're August through November just this year. And the next year we'll get back on track, have them in the spring again. To still stay COVID conscious, I guess you could call it, mm-hmm. we're gonna still do them by the governor and CDC guidelines. We're gonna make sure there's hand sanitizer available everywhere. Masks are encouraged to those who, they're not vaccinated or they feel more comfortable being there wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. Absolutely wear it. Another big change that we'll have is for the venues that typically have a buffet style food. We said no to that. and the food is just going to be delivered to the table to try to minimize as much contact. So we're trying to make it as safe as possible for everyone.
Well, in the past, there's been about 30 banquets per season. Is that about the same number this year?
Yep, we'll have the same number. We'll have 32 this year.
And I know in the past, Commissioner Berry attended the banquets. Will Commissioner Dobson be attending the banquets? And what's his role going to be in presenting the awards?
Yeah, so he will be the keynote speaker at every single banquet, which is awesome because he's got a super busy fall schedule, not including the Safety Awards banquets. So it's really, really awesome that he prioritized this, and he tried to make a point to be at every single banquet, and he will be attending every single one.
Great.
That's awesome.
We're very excited about it.
With the timing of the banquets, time of day, tell us a little bit about that and how you schedule them.
Yeah, so each one is different. It just kind of depends on what they're used to or what venue they use and what they can accommodate. Most of them, they either start at noon or they'll start at 6 p.m. And that's typically the co-sponsor's call on timing. They tell us what time it starts and we'll be there. We do try to schedule all within the same area, try to keep it pretty regional. An example is there are 2 different times during this season that we'll have 3 or 4 days back to back to back, and they're all in the Charlotte area. So we're not driving from Asheville to Wilmington and back and forth like that every single day.
Well, that's smart planning.
Yeah.
And the 12 and 6, that's perfect for lunch and dinner. So
Right.
It works out great.
That's right.
So how long has the program been in existence?
So it started in 1946, and this is actually the 75th anniversary of the program, which is cool.
Very cool. Yeah, so 75 years, how much has the program grown?
It has been an astonishing amount of growth. From what I am just personally able to see, I don't have access to everything back that far, but from what I can see in my office, I have back to 1974. And to give you kind of a visual, I have these like long, big file cabinets in my office with years past awards. And in one drawer it goes from 1974 to 1995. And starting in the early 2000s, we can only fit 1 to 1.5 years worth of awards in one drawer. So it went from holding 20 years worth to a year to year and a half.
That's a great visual.
That's a great visual. That's some serious growth. I mean,
Yeah.
over the years, we have seen it, just continue to grow, and I feel confident that's going to continue for many years to come, especially with you, Meredith, and Commissioner Dobson. Y'all will have to become the dynamic duo.
I know, that's what we're hoping for.
So you mentioned the sponsors earlier. Tell us a little bit about the sponsors for the banquets.
So 9 times out of 10, the sponsor is going to be the Chamber of Commerce for the city it's held in. And it's usually 1, maybe 2 people that I work with directly, and they're huge in helping me. They are the ones that pull together a venue, the catering, all the big key pieces. They really pull together, and it's very, very helpful to have their help.
Now, in previous years, we've always had the Safety and Health Council of North Carolina. I'm sure they're still involved.
Yes, they are still. So they help with about 5 of them, and then the rest are chambers of commerce.
That's great. And for the listeners, without their help, these banquets just probably would not happen because there's not enough state funds to cover. I mean, they cover a lot of the expense of the event.
Yeah,
so
they play a
kudos to
big,
the
big
chambers
part.
throughout the state for helping with this program.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier part of your job is sorting through the applications for Safety Awards. So how exactly can different entities and businesses apply?
For the people that have applied and received awards in the past, they are in our system, and we have a big mailing list that we send it out to. And for people that are new and want to become a part of the program, on the NCDOL website, they can find the Safety Awards Program tab, and under there, there's a form to fill out to be on our web submission list. And then from there, we'll add them. They'll be a part of it. Or they can just simply fill out an application and send that in, and we'll add them that way.
So it's a pretty simple process, it sounds like.
Yeah, super easy.
Mm-hmm. I know over the years, Meredith, that the local papers have covered the banquets, so which is a benefit to the companies because they get a little publicity in their community.
Yeah.
What are some of the other benefits of companies participating in the program?
The big thing that I think is a benefit for the companies is just getting such a unique experience, because there's nothing else that's like this. Mm-hmm. And they don't even have this program in every state. So it's a very unique program. And so they get to meet the commissioner in a very, an intimate setting. They get to talk with him. They get to take pictures with him. And they are getting that recognition from him directly, which is huge. And a big benefit is just to receive an award for doing such a good job from the Department of Labor. Just to have that on your wall in your company, that's huge. Mm-hmm. People look at it and they're like, that's a really big deal. So
on a personal note, I wanted to ask you, what are you most looking forward to for the Safety Awards banquet season?
I'm looking forward to just getting to meet everyone from all the different banquets. I've had a lot of contact, either through email or phone calls, with a bunch of people that have sent in their applications. And I'm just really excited to finally get out there and meet the people and see what the whole Safety Awards process is like at the banquet.
If somebody had questions on how to, apply, if they're, starting the process and they can't get through or whatever, is there a number? Should they call you?
So they can call me. My number is 919-707-7855, or they could send an email to the Safety Awards email address, and that is just safety.awards@labor.nc.gov.
Well, Meredith, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of important information, and we're excited to see how the Safety Awards banquet season goes.
Thank y'all for having me, and I'm excited too.
Thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. Remember, your safety is our priority.